Hello, beautiful people. I am Lydia. I am an intuitive healer, partial psychic, a little bit of a tarot reader. I do Reiki. I'm a Reiki practitioner. And mainly, overall, I just want to help see the world grow and change to be the best that we can do during this transition and this timeline shift. It is very exciting. But I was recommended to start doing some YouTube videos to do longer content because if you don't know, I'm already on TikTok, so that might be where some people are coming from. But I am gonna do more intuitive messages on here, more longer videos, more longer Reiki healings, more longer tarot readings. So if you are that type of person that just wants to put a YouTube video on in the background and just like do your activities, this is a perfect spot to be. And I'm really excited to be here with you guys to spread what I have to say. But a little bit about me is I grew up very intensely Christian. I was in a Baptist church growing up, and I was the youngest of 5, and there was multiple people in and out of my house. So from a childhood trauma perspective, I was very much like the youngest, a little bit neglected, very much found my own path, very much stayed to myself, stayed quiet, clung on to my mom a little bit, has some mommy codependent issues that I'm still working on. I'm just being vulnerable because we all are just humans and we're just existing together. All of us have trauma, so here I am. Anyways, so I started off very intensely Christian and never even listened in science classes. I was very, very intense about my spirituality at that time and my religiosity, I would say, moreover. I was on the worship team. I was on like student leadership all throughout high school and in college. And then my freshman year of college, I came out as queer. And that's when my spiritual awakening started. I kind of like shit hit the fan for me and like instantly went into like the dark night of the soul. I got depressed really bad. I got super anxious. I started self-harming. Like it was pretty intense. But during this time, I was still very active in my Christian organizations because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing the same thing that I've always done. I'm just myself. Like I'm just more like outwards, and that feels like the world hates me for doing that. So I had a really hard time with like just that in general, and like making friends that were still gonna love me. And then I kind of just got left alone a little bit. I lived my sophomore year of college. It was COVID. I lived in an apartment alone because my roommate at the time had to leave because I was genuinely too mentally ill for them, which I still again feel bad for, but like I was really, really going through it. I was going in and out of the psych ward, had the cops called on me multiple times for suicide watch. In and out of the hospital, went to the psych ward once. That changed my life, and I appreciate that moment. I had my brother, who was someone that was very much there for me. Shout out to my brother Caleb, I love you so much. He was like the only person I could really like connect to for some reason, and he told me that he would love me even if I was a lesbian, even if I wanted to marry a woman. And I told him, please don't talk to me like that. I don't want anyone to encourage this behavior. Then I couldn't push away the gayness or my queerness or my want to just be a little bit different than the rest of the cookie cutter Christians that I was around. So I also was a little bit alienated in those groups, and they took me out of leadership for a lot of things, which hurt really bad because I was in Christian leadership my whole life. So then I ended up accidentally going into a cult situation, and this cult was like a house church. The first day that I went there, I got baptized. They told me that my life was gonna change. I was like, bless up, I'm not gonna be depressed, anxious, suicidal anymore, bless the up. And that ended up not changing really much. I just kind of was in a delusional daze for a little bit there of like, yes, I'm on fire for life again, even though I was feeling death within me. So during this time I had like life and death like hovering on my shoulders, and I was just so confused. This is also when I first started smoking a little bit of the cannabis. And that also kind of changed my life. So I just wanted to put that in there. Anyways, whilst in that cult, there was a lot of disharmony. They kind of just like always saw me as a project, and that was really difficult for me because I wanted to grow. I wanted to be so strong in my faith, and they had seen me at such a low point that they didn't know the potential that I had, I guess. They kind of just, and I was the youngest in the group as well, so I was very much acted as like a baby. I was looked down upon, like all of these things, and that is very hard for me. My favorite Bible verse growing up was always about like not looking down on the youth. They have so much wisdom. Like, can't think of what the verse is at the moment, but that was always something that pushed me when I was younger. It's just like how powerful I am. Just because I am young doesn't mean that I don't have value. Anyways, so within this cult church moment, at one point we did do like a prayer meditation thing, which we wouldn't call it meditation because that would be from the devil. Also yoga was from the devil at that point. Anyways, but we did this meditation, and the meditation was asking about like what our name was, and having this connection with God and asking what our name was. And so we did this meditation. I asked what my name was and instantly got the word healer. And I was like, whoa, was that real? Did I just make that up? What is going on? And I told them. They were like, okay, cool, that's awesome. They were excited for me, but I could tell that there was like, I don't know, it felt like they almost didn't believe me a little bit, and it was kind of weird, but whatever. But that was my first time ever experiencing God's voice. And like, I had been a very dedicated Christian my whole entire life, and yet I felt this separation from God a little bit, because I was like, I've never heard him talk to me. I've never heard him talk and have a conversation with him or them, or whatever God gender is, of course. But this was a beautiful time. And then instantly, like 2 days later, I got a tattoo of healer in Hebrew on my wrist, right? And that's what this tattoo is right here. Beautiful tattoo. But once I left the cult, because of all of the voting in and out and them kind of kicking me out because I was too mentally ill still, I hated this tattoo because I was like, I feel like I faked it. I feel like all of this is a scam. I hate God. And I was like in this anger era towards God. It didn't last very long because I've always had a very divine connection and like needed some type of like connection. And so that's when like spirituality came to me, which whatever spirituality is just my own individual practice without a label. So I just call it spirituality. And I learned about Hinduism, Buddhism, different types of indigenous practices, different types of just like earthly witch practices. All of these things have combined. And then later on, I learned and have practiced Reiki. So all of these things combined have created my unique experience with my spirituality and with my religiosity. And now here I am at this point, and I have evolved so much throughout all of this time. I believe that I am a divine healer, that I am an earth angel, that I'm here to help everyone in their ascension process. So, and I also, because I was involved in a cult, I want to steer away from the cult mentality as much as possible. I'm here as a messenger, not as someone to lead the group necessarily, not as some sort of savior complex, but as someone to speak truth into the world again. High vibrational being. I do a lot of high vibrational things. I listen to a lot of healing frequencies, all of these things, my daily practice. I want to share with you guys a lot of what I do on my regular day-to-day basis because I think it's pretty cool, and I think I'm pretty cool, and I think I've done a lot of freaking work to get where I'm at. So bless up to everyone, to all of my angels, to all my spirit guides, to God, to Gaia, to Goddess, to everything out there that is for my highest good and for my love and my light. I am so grateful for my experiences here to teach you and to be able to help you on your journey. So if you would like to stick along, I would appreciate a subscription down below or on the like button. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm here. So thank you guys for being here. I love you so much. I can't wait to talk to you more.